Love is such a vast word, defined by many, yet many of us have grown up with it being out of context to its meaning. I grew up in a household where an expression of love was shown as doing things for others or putting others before one's own needs. And though I love helping and doing things for someone else, for my loved ones, this took me away from ever creating a loving relationship with myself. As an adult today, I've had a lot of trouble building a loving relationship with myself, or as the word today is, showing myself some self-love. This concept has been so estranged to me and honestly threw me off when I first began my healing journey. I grew up in a household where the expression of love was shown by doing things for others and putting their needs first. Love in my family has been defined as expanding yourself to meet someone else where they need help, and it doesn't matter much how you may feel about it. My parents, being undocumented at the time, meant that we depended on the help of family in order to simply survive. And so, the concept of doing things for others is how we show love, and that is what became normalized. And though I believe this is simply one definition of what love can be, I also have learned that love doesn't mean we have to bend ourselves to the point of depression, anxiety, or exhaustion, all because of what we've been told that love should be. I believe showing up for others is only one mere definition of love. I think love has many shapes and forms. I think it can be and become many things. Things that feel safe, things that do not ask more of what you can only give, things of joy and ease. Self-love is a big term. It is a hard term to understand when you grew up never given a proper example of it. It can be complex to give yourself love when you do not know how it is even expressed, shown, or even seen. Hi friends, so today I am enjoying this winter sun. The last few days have been really sunny. We've been getting some peaks of the sun after like a few weeks of just rain, and it just feels good. It feels so good. It feels good to just come and greet the sun every morning and spend maybe like 10 minutes with the sun just hitting me and just dancing. It feels so good. But I've been having something on my mind for the last couple of days, And I don't know, I just figured I would share it on here. And I've been having some rough couple of days, lots of self-doubt, really being hard on myself, and just not giving myself the care that I usually do. It's just been really hard showing up for myself. And I started thinking when I started my healing journey, when I started my healing journey, I started following accounts and reading books about self-love and watching people online talk about you just have to love yourself. You have to just give yourself love in order for you to be able to combat this and be able to heal that. And I learned a lot, but everywhere that I would turn to, there was this word about self-love, that we just have to give ourselves some self-love and love ourselves in order to be able to combat this and that and be able to surpass the difficulties that we might be experiencing. And for me, that was actually really hard to hear, just because a lot of us don't, at least in my personal experience, don't really grow up in households where we're given an example of love, right? At least for me, in my own personal experience, I never really seen a good, like a healthy foundation of love, especially between my parents, with each other. We were always very well taken care of. My parents really did the best they could to the amount of accessibility that they had at that time. And so this is not to fault them. I've done a lot of healing in that department, and I've come to terms with a lot of that stuff. But my thing is with this idea of being thrown, you just have to love yourself, right? Especially when a lot of people come to self-healing, right? And it's just like, well, you have to give yourself some love. You have to love yourself enough for you to be able to do this and that. But a lot of us don't have that. A lot of us don't know what love is. We grew up in households where we were not shown what healthy love looks like. A lot of us are sold this idea of love, right? Through media, through movies. But a lot of us have not really experienced it or seen it, or we've been given a false narrative of what love is. And so for me, that was really hard, because being told just love yourself, I was just like, well, what does that even mean? And my only thing that I could relate it to of what I thought love was the love that I seen, the love, quote unquote, that I seen between my parents, or the love that my parents would give me and my siblings, which was very much a survival kind of love, because we grew up very much in survival. As a first generation Latina, there was a lot of survival growing up, and so my parents could only give us love in that department, if that makes sense. The love that they would give us, it was very much a survival type of love. I love you, but you have to do this, right? I love you, but you have these extra responsibilities because we can't afford a nanny, we can't afford blah blah blah, right? So it was very much a survival type of love. And so the only thing that I could relate it to when I stepped up into, you know, loving myself, quote unquote, more, and self-loving myself, was through that lens, right? Was through that lens of love. And so I've just been pondering a lot about what self-love means to me, and how it started for me and how I feel now, because it's such a big difference. It's such a big difference. And so I really think that folks should really tread carefully whenever they just tell other people You just have to love yourself in order to be able to go through this, because I wish I would have heard at that time, well, rather than you just have to love yourself, how about maybe you just have to be patient with yourself. Maybe you just have to go through these emotions and see what comes out of it, right? Other choice of wording, because, oh, you just have to love yourself is so vast, and many of us didn't grow up with a healthy introduction to what love is. So, yeah, just some thoughts, and I just wanted to share that. I just wanted to share that if you are navigating a self-love journey and trying to find yourself and who you are in this vast society, I'm not going to tell you to go and love yourself. I'm just going to tell you to be patient with yourself, to use your experiences as mirrors of reflection, of growth, and to give yourself some grace. Give yourself some grace on this journey, because it's a long one, but you deserve it. You deserve to give yourself some grace and to know that there's something different. So yeah.
Being brave as 18 kids, we give each other them. You're the wind, can you shiver as it was just over the leaves? It's been rushing through my temper to your love right on the string. Lamentations are blushing, and I don't know what to say. Still to belong on the praises for my love.
I hope, friend, that you give yourself some grace during this time as you uncover what self-love means to you. I wish you a path of discovery, to be kind to yourself during this process, to know that not all days will look the same, and that you so much deserve to be on this path, to discover a love for yourself that feels of safety, kindness, and joy.